Hello, welcome to my channel, my millions of fans. Today I'm going to talk about G Dorian. So let's begin. G Dorian is the second mode of F major. So the notes are G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G. Third fret, first string, fifth, first string, sixth on the first string, then 3, 5, and 7 on the second string, 3 and 5. Now, what separates Dorian from like a natural minor? This is your natural minor. Is this sixth note? It's in a minor scale. Natural minor is E flat, and the Dorian is E. So ultimately, it's derived from your F major. So I got a little progression. It's a G minor to an E minor to a B flat major to an A minor. I got my looper here, but I'm playing it up here. So these chords are, I'm playing a minor. It's easier to learn them up here, then you can adapt them down here. I'm playing a G minor with a fifth and then the flat third on top. So third string on the first string, third fret, fifth on the second, third. You can kind of bar that on the G. The E minor is the E, the flat 3, and then I use the flat 7. 7th fret, second string, 5th, 3rd, 7th. Then your B flat major, I'm using the B flat, the 7, which is the 7th fret on the 3rd string, and the 7th fret on the 4th string, the 3rd. Then A minor is barred, it's 5, 5, and 5, 1st string, 3rd, and 4th. Easy shape. Okay, and then you can just take those shapes and move them down here if you want. It's some kind of rhythm like that. It may not be exact. I made the loop like last night, so. And I'm going to use a little bit of octave. A little bit of drive on the Kaamos. And I got this compressor I've been messing with. It's an Empress. That JJ stuff from my YouTube channel sent me in the mail to test it out. So I've been messing with that, and it's awesome. Really good compressor. But anyways, again, that G shape, I'm going to show you how if you shift with your first finger when you get up here to the G, you can go up 2 octaves. That's why the G Dorian's nice, because it's all right there. You shift again if you want. Run it down this way. So you want to know that scale is my point all the way across the neck. think of it, which is a weird way of probably thinking about it, but I think about the C scale. The only difference between it and the C scale is that B flat, so all the notes are natural. I mean, I'm playing G Dorian, but it had nothing to do with the C. But I'm thinking about the natural notes, so I know that wherever I play, if when I get to a B, I just flat it, and then I'm good. That's kind of how I look at it. I try not to think when I'm playing, but so I want to do a little improv solo here. Add a G Dorian. Start her up here. Nice little progression. Start on the 5 to D of the scale. Here's the E. I'm gonna play it straight up and down. Just in that first position. Then you can run that octave. You want to know it back down this way too. You play down here, got that 4 range. Starting on this G, run it all the way. Same as up here. Running the arpeggio. So that's inside that scale is your G minor, regular old G minor arpeggio. And for a bonus, you can play G minor pentatonic. If you want to play G minor pentatonic, go right ahead. Straight up. That E sounds. Love it. So, you get the idea. I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit of what I've been working on today. Another thing about playing in Dorian or any mode is it's out of F major. So when maybe everybody may not do this, but when I'm writing progressions out of a mode, I'll avoid playing that F major chord because I don't want it to sound like I'm playing out of F major. You're trying to get that G sound, that Dorian sound. You add that F in, puts you back in F major. If you avoid that F, you don't have to worry about that. I'm talking about when playing chords. When you're soloing, of course, you're going to use the F, but you don't want to ride on it either. You don't want it to resolve. You're trying to not resolve that down to an F. So I avoided it in that progression. I played G minor, E minor, B flat major, A minor. Avoided the F. Which you don't have to do that. There's ways of writing. But in my opinion, when you're trying to get the sound in your head, then you don't want to put anything in there that's going to keep you from hearing the G, that it's the G Dorian. Because when I first started learning modes, like say I was playing D Dorian, I had a habit of ending up playing in C. I would always end up resolving down to the C. And it would make it sound like I'm just playing out of C major, which I mean you are, but you don't want it to sound like it. There is a difference. Once you get the sound in your ear, then you never see those scales as being the same anymore. Like to me, a D Dorian doesn't sound like C. So it's a C. It's got a real strength of staying home on the C. D Dorian's completely different. Especially when you center everything around it, it's a different tone. And that's how you learn this stuff, putting chord progressions together, and then practicing that scale like I was just doing, and you get the sound in your head. You can do it with any mode. Like most of my videos lately, I've been using Dorian because it's the easy one to teach and consistent. If you're following along and you're consistently and moving keys, then you're going to start hearing the sounds, and it makes more sense. And then I'm going to move on to like the Lydian and do a big long series of videos on Lydian and so on, mix of Lydian. That's how I've learned for years, you know. And this may not be the best way to practice. I think it is because I'm writing music and I'm learning way more than just scales and stuff. But you don't always have time to run through all 12 keys every day, and you know. So I teach a little bit differently. I like to write stuff and play with a scale for a few days and stick with that one, and then I'll move on to the next one. And I've done it that way for a long time. So it seems to be working out. But anyways, if you like my videos, please subscribe. I'll be on live stream later on this evening if anybody wants to join me. And just keep watching for future videos. Thank you. Have a lovely day.